as a whole for you, I mean, it seems like you were doing a lot. And I mean, even the first question with the job and everything, I mean, I feel like you seem like a happier kind of person that doesn't want to be bottled up in a space where, you know what I mean? And but at the same time, I completely understand with, you know, relationships, every single thing. Mine didn't really change. Mine, well, okay, it did obviously, but mine changed in a different sense, not because of the stream. A lot of the stuff that I did didn't change because of when I got sick. So
Wow.
the stream didn't change anything that I wasn't already not allowed to do. So like I used to go out with friends all the time to drink and, you know, chill and go to whatever. And I was very athletic. I used to go to the gym. I used to do all these things all the time. I mean, hell, I used to fucking, I used to play fucking 8 sports, and I used to play fucking baseball 15 years. So like, I used to do all these things all the time. And I wasn't able to do anything anymore. I'm not even allowed to eat the same things, drink certain things. I can't have whiskey anymore. Like, none of the things that I was doing casually outside of streaming, I already had to stop doing because I was sick. So when I got to streaming, it was already, I was in a bubble already. So the bubble just got a little more difficult. Like, oh, invite someone here to go do this like once every 6 months. I wasn't allowed to go because I was on stream and I didn't have anywhere to stream from because I didn't have the phone set up or anything like that. So there's just like certain things that I gave up that I didn't have. But I would say in a whole, nothing truly changed except for my relationship.
Right. And what do you think is probably the biggest change in the relationship with Kate since you started the stream?
I would say obviously the physical aspect. Not like attraction or anything. Like, I mean, maybe for her to me. But I would say as us both, I really think in a way, which is really weird, you'd think. Yes, we want more like time together, more quality time. So that's like changed, and that's been a little harder because like he wants more. I want more, but we can't, we're not doing that. But I will say that it definitely strengthened us a lot as well. As much as it looks like it hurts us, it does strengthen us. I mean, Kate is very different from anybody I've ever met. That's why I've only ever proposed to one person. And I kind of knew a long time ago, like, she was very different. Like, you know, she was 21 when I got cancer. I was 26. And
damn, dude.
She worked, bathed me, clothed me, took care of me, took me to all my appointments, called out, did everything, took care of every single thing, like every single thing that had to be done for me, she did. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't know many 21-year-olds that were doing that for somebody they were like with for, it wasn't a short amount of time, but it wasn't a very long amount of time either. So I would say, like, if I was to do this with anybody, it would definitely be her. It's very, very rare to find, and I'm very, very lucky.
Yeah, I'd say so, dude.
I'm gonna ask this, and you're gonna answer first, and then I'll answer. Why did you start your subathon, and how did it start?
Well, I did also a subathon the year before this one. And I was highly influenced by a friend of mine named Astro RC. And Astro was doing a subathon for the troops. He did a 4-day. You honestly don't even think he had it labeled as a subathon. I think he just did a like 96-hour stream. And he was like sleeping on the floor, and he had a whole bunch of stuff going on and things planned. And I was like, this is like, wait, you can just sleep on stream? Like, that for me changed everything. I thought, I was like, you can sleep on stream? Hold up. Because I've been doing these 24-hour streams and I hate them. I do not like I liked doing it, but after hour 17, for some reason, it's always hour 17. Get to hour 17 and I'm like, I cannot. I will not. I don't want to do it. Like, I want to stop. I always wanted to stop. I had really fun 24-hour streams, but it's just so bad for you mentally to like stay up like that, stay hype. And so I was like, whoa, that's nifty. And I believe I heard about Ludwig's subathon. I believe that's what I had heard about. Somebody, probably Moose, a good friend of mine who likes Ludwig. I believe I had heard about Ludwig's subathon, and I was like, oh, okay. Because I already knew of a subathon. I remember I spelled it wrong on my first overlay. I put a sub-o-thon, subothon, and like I had to fix it real quick. So dumb. I was like, all right. So I started it that year, and I had a blast, dude. We did like 6 days, and it was, so I started on my birthday, and I was like, I'm gonna make this an annual thing. This was the best thing in the world. I loved this. It was like a 6-day party with all my favorite people, and everyone was hyped. I was hyped. We had all these goals and stuff we met and did. And it starts, my birthday's the day after Christmas, so it went through my birthday. It went through New Year's. I remember I was a Call of Duty player. I was a Warzone player, so we spent New Year's with us and all of our friends. Everyone that was in the subathon all went into these customs, and we went to the top of the peak in Caldera, and we all just like were like dressed in Christmas suits and shooting guns in the air and like in game, and like just having a blast. It was so cool, and it's one of my best memories. I loved it so much. I didn't really sleep that subathon because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know it was going to go 6 days, but I loved it, and I didn't want it to end when it ended, but it did, and I was like, dude, this is amazing. And so I couldn't wait all year. I was like, oh my goodness, I cannot wait for the subathon again. It's going to be so cool. And I told my bosses at work, because I was consulting for them and making my own schedule, and I said, listen, I'm going to be gone, I don't know, maybe 6 days seems like a good number to give you, but let me just say 10. It might go 10 days. Who knows? And that was December 26th, 2022. And then in like March or April of 2023, they're like, you're not coming back, are you? I was like, I am not coming back. I'm gonna have to tell you I'm not, because every single time this clock gets low and gets to like 10 minutes, somebody's putting time on the clock, so we keep going. And so I did not, that's very interesting to me that you were looking at Emily's time when you started this and you're like, I'm gonna start it and I'm gonna keep going, because that is not at all how I felt. I was like, let's do a subathon, that would be cool, and it just fucking kept going and kept going. So like I had to develop and learn things and figure out why marathon timers sucked and all these like different things. It's like and now like a lot of the stream itself is really based around the subathon. All my alerts now are like how much time's going on the clock. I have goals and stuff for getting to 2 years and stuff like that. So the whole content, even the TikTok I put out, minutes before we started this, is based around the subathon.
That's pretty much how it always is. Yeah. I mean, I just recently got into it, so I know you've been doing a lot. I mean, for me, I started my original one because someone was like, you could do that. And I was like, oh, and then I looked and I was like, oh, she's been up there. It's like, all right, I'm gonna win. And then I didn't. It was 72 days and I was like, oh, okay, it's over. It got to a point, my next one, which I wish that I could be like fully 1000% wholehearted and be like, I did it because I just love doing what I do, because I do. But we were going through a really, 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 really bad time. I mean, you gotta understand, Kate was the only one working. So we got to a point where I was like, I'm gonna do a Hail Mary thing or I'm gonna sell my PC. So we did like a little thing, and I didn't expect it to do what it did, obviously. And then I had a few people that were in there watching me at the time, and they saved it a few times, and then it got bigger, and then it got bigger, and then it just kept going and going and going and going and going, and I was like, I was like, honestly, I could do this for the rest of my life. I love the community. I love everybody about it. Like, I love every single fucking aspect of streaming, talking
Yeah.
to random people, meeting new people, doing every single thing that I do. Um, and I just truly, like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, I love everything about people. I'm the biggest people person you're ever gonna fucking meet. Maybe besides Sweaty, but like, I'm extreme. Like, I don't care who the fuck it is that I'm talking to. I will talk your fucking ear off. Like, I just love learning about you, talking about everything. Um, and it's just a really good way to communicate and meet other people in real time, not like just, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. I love everything about it. I want to create things and I want to do so many more things, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah. Your first one went 72 days.
Yeah.
When you started that one, what were your expectations?
I thought it was gonna fail. Like not fail, but like I didn't think it'd go. So there was somebody in the section that we were in that did a subathon, and like he was way more like known than me, and he was doing like
Yeah.
weekends or whatever it was, and I saw this other guy. His name was Mr. No Sleep, and I wanted to hold, yeah, and he had a subathon record for RuneScape, for it was like 27 or 40 something days. So I was like, at the very least, I'm going to beat him. And I was like, I want to, because I was known in RuneScape, so I wanted to be like, I'm doing this, and I'll be known in RuneScape as the longest subathon, which I know I am now. Try to beat it. But yeah, so it was like a whole thing, and people were always doing subathons and I didn't even know what it was prior to like looking at these people, and it just kind of went on and it just kept going. And kind of just ran with it. And then after my first one ended, we started doing a bunch of different types of content and random things and doing whatever, but it just seemed like everyone was more intrigued even about the idea of what I was doing during it, that it was going in my head for like 5 months of doing regular content because I was switching games, going back and forth, and then they were like, you know, we should probably do that because this is like the end of the thing and you'll never get to do it again. And you never know, it might save you, it might not, but at least, you know, you ended on a high note. And I went and did it, and I truly did not think it would be like, you know what I mean? I was a very, very, very small streamer. And I still am a very, very, very small streamer. But it's just crazy, to be honest. But yeah.
Dude, well, I mean, I've seen you have ebbs and flows, and you kill it, dude. You've raised all huge numbers. Like every time you put your foot down and try, you have really good ideas, man. You got really good ideas. You gotta have. I don't need to tell you what you have to have. I'm telling you from the like view of like what I feel like. It's like, man, I wish I had someone to like drive me to like help with that resolve to
Yeah.
just make sure that those ideas get out there, because there's ideas all the time flying back and forth, and I can pluck them out of the fucking ether, and it's like,
But you need
okay,
a better
this is something
thing to
big.
execution, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I can wake up all humped up, and by the time I've like played 3 songs on guitar, snapped a string, fucking
Those
wiped the
ideas will come back
snow
5
off
months
my
later.
car, and yeah, it's like either the idea's not there or I just don't have the mental energy to do anything about it, you know?
I just forget a lot. That's a big thing you were saying before. You just kept talking about how you love doing everything and learning all these new things. I love learning new things, but the problem with me is ever since I was sick, I lost a lot of the ability to like. My memory is really bad now, so I'd be writing sticky notes fucking everywhere. I've been trying to do everything. I have Kate remind me. I have other people remind me because I don't remember things. Like I'll think of an idea, be like, "Yo, we're doing it," and if I go to sleep, it's gone. There's no way. It'll never happen.
Yeah.
And I want to get into learning things. It's just I feel like overwhelmed and very fried very quick in like the one thought. if I don't if I didn't know it prior to me being sick, I'm going to get frustrated. Like if you want to talk to me about like how to build a fucking building and stabilize a cement panel, like I'm like, well, first of all, the pressure's got to be, like, but now it's just gonna be like, oh, do you know how to do this fucking edited code, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, you pay someone.
I know exactly how to do that.
I know
What's
exactly he
next
knows
on
how to
the-
do that.